Oh, Lord Jesus. I'm trying hard to get this going. I'm trying to get D Live going because I know those three work. If D Live works, then we're golden. Yeah, it's going. So good news. Let's do it. Job's doing it. We doing it. Channel, all of it is managed. We're gonna do something on Twitch first. We're gonna set up. We're gonna set up this first. All right. You know what? Okay, I'm just gonna keep it a buck. You know what? I'm just gonna keep it a $1.50. If I have friends in Natchitoches, Louisiana, that is on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. If you're on Facebook right now, spread the link's word to me, or spread the link that is in my bio, and basically just copy pasta, basically. Just post it on the comments, because that's what I'm going to do. Link in my bios are likely going to be paid for by. They're likely going to be paid for by. And I'm not going to be paid for, but all proceeds. I'm talking royalties. I'm talking bonuses, even cash back. I'm doing whatever. All of that is going to go straight to the Libertarian Party of the state of Louisiana, and for any candidates that is going to be there for my parish, and also for governor, for the state governor of Louisiana, candidate of the Libertarian Party. So I'm doing this. I'm not doing this for shit. I'm not doing this for bullshit. I'm doing this because, you know what? I'm doing this because of this. I'm doing it because of this, because I have nothing else to do. Problem matter is, it's going to be hard to censor out the cussing, but this video right here by the psychologist is the reason why I'm just going to do this. The reason. And there's even a reason. The reason why I'm doing this is the Ohio train derailment scandal. I'm doing this to basically do. I'm doing this because I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the political parties because they have nothing. I'm sick of either side.
Going through a tough time. But can I get a sound effect, Demon?
And at the end, doesn't matter? No. Doesn't matter to me. Because I'm a no party affiliate. I'm not affiliated with either parties. Therefore, I don't care about either of them. I want them gone, to be honest. I want them to be irrelevant, to be honest. But, hey, that's business. I want people to be represented, but that's the point. I want people to be free. Free to be you. Free to be me. I mean, if you're free to say, hey, I want to smoke weed, guess what? You should be free to smoke weed. If your son is watching porn, guess what? Or your daughter is watching porn, guess what? You should have a right to do so. There are consequences to that, but guess what? You have the right to do so. I want you to be free. It's none of anybody's business but yourself. So yeah, let me look at the screen real quick. There you go. Alright. I'm gonna check everything. Screen should be on. Yeah. Alright, there you go. Alright. I'm just gonna keep it $1.50. Oh, it's gonna search. You know the saddest part of it all? A lot of it goes GOP, many blame wedge issues. And it's just like this is October. And then it loses state parties, donors after a hard right turn. But the problem matter is, the Southern Party Law Center is all for a show. Problem matter is, I'm looking for the news for said party. Whew. Let's see if there's any. I don't usually do this. Go to Alright, let me see. Did I already do this? No? Okay. Looking for their news of anything. There it is. When was the last date? It's February the 7th. This is for them. And the reason is a few services and Masons are opposition to the court cases of that. Let's be clear. We oppose all wars. We oppose all states who initiate them. We are not pro-Putin. We're not pro-Russia. We oppose Russia's invasion and any initiation of force. The threat of nuclearization is higher than it's been for decades, and the war in Ukraine is horrifying death, harm, and destruction for thousands of innocents. War is simply mass murder writ large, and the party's opposition to these crimes has never been in question. And that's the thing I do make. We're doing and the Libertarian Party on December basically condemns Bernie Sanders for dropping Yemen resolution. It's time to take prison reform in Alabama seriously. But hey, is it easy? No, it's not. Is it easy for me to tell you the truth? No, it's not. And a lot of it is what they don't have, but they can't speak it out. And that's the thing. A lot of the news of the libertarians, like, people are not realizing what is up. You have a gay Libertarian Party avenue, DC primaries, or a write-in candidate. And that's July 8th. This is a year or two ago. There are some who will always find true liberty for all to be too risky of an idea to embrace. Unfortunately, many of these people are elected officials. And at the end, I still believe this. We should have no impact of sexual orientation, preference, gender, or gender identity should have no impact on the government's treatment of individuals, such as current marriage, child custody, adoption, immigration, or military service laws. And at the end, that's the point. I want people to be free. That's the point. I want people to be free to be themselves. And this is Wikipedia. A lot of it may not have been updated, but I can tell you this. Libertarian perspectives illustrate how libertarian individuals and political parties have applied libertarian philosophy to the subject of LGBT rights. In general, libertarians oppose laws which limit the sexual freedom of adults. And it's still there. I don't know if there's any changes of such. And at the end, anarcho-capitalists. Anarcho-capitalists believe in stateless voluntary society, thus oppose any law supporting or opposing it. The issue will be left up to individual people to decide or whether to support it. But here's the thing about the Libertarian Party. Here's the current one as of 2015. Section 1.2, Expression and Communication. We support full freedom of expression and oppose government censorship, regulation, or control of communications, media, and technology. We favor the freedom to engage or abstain in any religious activities that do not violate the rights of others. We oppose any government actions which aid or attack any religion. Sexual orientation, preference, gender, or gender identity should have no impact on the government's treatment of individuals such as current marriage, child custody, adoption, immigration, or military service laws. Government does not have the authority to define, license, or restrict personal relationships. Consenting adults should be as free to choose their own sexual practices in personal relationships. And that's the point right there. Libertarians embrace the concept that all people are born with certain inherent rights. We reject the idea that a natural right can never impose an obligation upon others to fulfill that right. We condemn bigotry as irrational and repugnant. Parents or other guardians have the right to raise their own children according to their own standards and beliefs. If you have parents that are LGBT, guess what? And they raise their children, that's their business, not yours. That's their business. The statement shall not be construed to condone child abuse or neglect, and that's the point. It should not be construed to condone it. So we're not going to condone child abuse or neglect. So that's mostly all of that. This is New Zealand. And a lot of it is current. A lot of this is what they're doing currently. From Canada, France, Russia, United States, and so on and so forth. That is as of, and I tell people, as of 2015, it's still there. It's still there. We oppose laws that limit the sexual freedom of adults. But this is the quote that I say I can back up as such. And there's a reason why I'm different than a lot of people on Twitch that are playing Harry Potter, or not playing Hogwarts Legacy. I want people to be free. I want people to, if you want to be trans, be trans. If you want to be queer, be queer. If you want to be gay or bi, be gay or bi. Or bisexual. I want people to be free. It is what it is. Libertarianism is inherently pro-LGBTQ. LGBTQ. And I will read this from Will Smith. Libertarian philosophy holds as one of its basic pillars that individuals have the same rights regardless of race, religion, gender, or orientation. Put simply, it treats people like people. Any branch of libertarianism must have at its core a respect and a defense of the rights of minorities, including the LGBTQ community. Quite simply, it is impossible to use libertarianism to defend any form of legal discrimination against anyone based on circumstances of birth. Once you understand this, the idea that libertarianism opposes the rights of the LGBTQ community is laughable, and to claim otherwise is intellectually dishonest. That said, there are the unfortunate few among libertarians that disagree with that lifestyle or love to sin or not to sin based on a distorted view of reality or their personal bigotry, or basically their religious beliefs. But if they are truly libertarian, they would never defend using the gun of the state to promote their ideas. And the difference is simple. Progressives have weaponized that community, the said LGBTQ community. The confusion towards the libertarianism also stems from another basic misunderstanding of reality. The idea that the Democratic Party and progressivism in general give a damn about us. While I would never claim that most individuals of that party are disingenuous in support of that as such, which is support of LGBTQ rights, the party itself holds up gay people like my racist uncle holds up one black friend. The platform of the Democratic Party is one of political expediency, not philosophical ideals. Ever since they were forced to support LGBTQ rights because of public opinion, they have tokenized our community. This occurrence makes perfect sense. As a political party, what the Democrats care about is our votes. And LGBTQ rights became more popular had they had to start supporting them, even though they're as opposed to them as Republicans. They are used to be as opposed to them as Republicans. Both parties don't care. They in it for the clout. So they want to force bigoted shop owners to take our pictures and make our cakes. Politicians expect us to turn to the same institution that has been used for generations to deny us our rights. I for one say hell no. Get the state out of marriage. Let the bigots be open about their hate so I can be sure to never give them any of my money. Treat me like an adult and stop inflating the idea that I'm helpless and need the state because I'm not straight. And that's the thing. If I ever see a person says I don't want to serve an LGBTQ person, guess what I can do? I can post it on Facebook for the world to see. I can post it on Twitter for the world to see, and everything else, and say, hey, if you live in Natchitoches Parish, this is a store that doesn't support the LGBTQ community. Let the free market decide. Your money is your vote. Let's see what you got. Let's see if you're going to stay in business or not. If you stay in, and if you made it, you're in business. And if not, that's the free market. And I want people to be free. I don't care if you are. And here's the thing: true freedom comes from equal treatment. And I want people to be free. A free market would do more to improve the lives of those in the LGBTQ community than every government program and permission combined. It turns out my friends in the LGBT community have it backwards. Libertarianism is the ideal philosophy for us. To be a libertarian, I'm just another person, and my arguments stem from my anarchism and leftist leanings, not my orientation. Libertarianism holds up my rights not because someone wants votes or because I'm queer, but because I'm a human being. So seeing me as someone that needs to have the state use force to take care of me, libertarians know that I'm a free individual and I'm able to care for myself and can turn to my community to help. Being bisexual is just a part of who I am. Libertarianism respects this without making this the only issue, without me treating me differently. The real question for people in the LGBTQ community should be, how can you be part of a party that tokenizes and uses you to stay in power? How are you not libertarian? And that's the question I think a lot of people who are in the LGBTQ community should ask. And I think it should be viral on my stream and everything else. Here's the question: how can you be part of a party that tokenizes and uses you to stay in power? And how are you not libertarian? How are you not? How are you not? Why are you voting for either party that doesn't care about you, that are in it not just for power and money, but also for clout? That is not going to help you. That is going to hurt you every time and every day or night. I mean, this is from June 21st, 2021. And at the end, it matters. A lot of it goes back even last year. Even with this. And he's got a delegate seat as a writing candidate. Even in 2013, but at the end. This is from Quora. And I will post, and this is the thing that is like, this is one answer to that said question. And this is from Anonymous from 7 years ago. Shout out to this is 7 years ago. And this is a full disclosure, and that is a good thing as such. I'm a registered libertarian, and also this is from Anonymous 7 years ago. We don't know who he or she is, but I can let you say as such. I am a registered libertarian and also a trans person. As such, I may be the only person on Quora uniquely qualified to answer this question. I will attempt to answer in the spirit of the question and provide specific examples from the National Libertarian Party platform and a mission statement to justify my statements. Please remember that individual people are individuals, and their personal beliefs, including my own, may vary from the official party line. The National Libertarian Party was established in 1971 and quickly adopted a statement of principles. The preamble to which begins, as libertarians, we seek a world of liberty, a world in which all individuals are sovereign over their own lives and no one is forced to sacrifice his or her values for the benefit of others. So right away, we should notice a few things about this statement. It includes all individuals. Trans people are certainly included in all individuals. So it's certainly possible to substitute trans people, for instance, referring to all individuals, and retain a statement that is congruent within the beliefs that outlined in the Libertarian Party Statement of Principles. I have done so below, bolded emphasis mine, and indicates said. Substitutions. As libertarians, we seek a world of liberty, a world which all trans people are sovereign over their own lives and no trans person is forced to sacrifice his or her values for the benefit of others. The SOP itself begins. We as libertarian members of the Libertarian Party challenge the cult of the omnipotent state and defend the rights of individuals. And then again, we can make the same substitution to attain a statement which is congruent to the official party's beliefs and principles. We as members of the Libertarian Party challenge the cult of the omnipotent state and defend rights for individual trans people. Essentially, the Libertarian Party takes a very liberal view on most social issues, including same-sex marriage, gambling, abortion, polygamy, and pornography. It is the party which claims to champion individual liberty is paramount to all else. A common libertarian catchphrase, often heard as rallies, is personal freedom, personal responsibility. The second half of that statement refers to other planks in the party's platform, which are strongly conservative in terms of fiscal policy. Libertarians also believe that each human being literally owns their own body, and that is from this ownership that all of our most sacred American ideals of the inalienable rights to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness spring. The official Libertarian Party reads, individuals own their own bodies and have rights over them that other individuals, groups, governments may not violate. Individuals have the freedom and responsibility to decide what they knowingly and voluntarily consume and what risks they accept to their own health, finances, safety, or life. Again, by substituting trans people, we arrive at a statement that libertarians believe is true. Trans people own their bodies and have rights over them that individuals, groups, and governments may not violate. Trans people have the freedom and responsibility to decide what they knowingly and what they voluntarily consume and what risks they accept to their own health, finances, safety, or life. In other words, trans people have the right to transition if they want to or not. Trans people furthermore have the right to undergo hormonal treatment and surgical interventions in which they feel is needed, regardless of any potential health risks involved. We have the right to choose what we put in and take out of our own bodies, and when. No one has the right to interfere with that decision. And a lot of it is also true. The libertarian position, and a big thing. This is from 2013. Was announced she's a trans woman and will be producing transition even while incarcerated. A big thing was made in the media about whether or not she had the right to do this. The libertarian position is that yes, she does have that right, and indeed was born with that right. We reject the idea of the national right. A natural right can oppose an obligation upon others to fulfill that right. We condemn bigotry as irrational and repugnant. While all of this is basically showing. Why are you not libertarian? Why are you not libertarian? Even if it is the Mises Caucus is coming in, I want people to be free. I'm not doing this for the party. I'm not doing this just for the party. I'm doing this to set people free. We recognize the freedom of trans people to determine the level of health insurance they want, if any, the level of health care they want, the care of providers they want, the medicines and treatments they will use, and all aspects of their medical care, including end-of-life decisions. Trans people should be free to purchase health insurance across state lines. To sum up, libertarians believe that all trans people have the right to choose their own health care options, or not at all, without government interference. If a trans person such as Caitlyn Jenner chooses not to have GRS surgery and chooses to retain her penis, then the Libertarian Party acknowledges her right to do so without any further justification needed. And here's the thing. Libertarians believe that laws such as the Employment Non-Discrimination Act, which provides protections for trans people's right to work without fear of being fired, or simply existing as a trans person is a proper use of government. We can also infer that proposed laws which would criminalize trans people or restrict the rights of trans people based on no other reason than their gender expression, such as the No Lou for You law, or not a proper use of government. And a lot of it, and I'll have to skip through this for the end. And I would agree with this one. And this is from October of 2011. And a lot of it just goes to this. In October 2011, the Girl Scouts of America, a private, not state-run organization, announced that it would welcome trans girls into its club on a case-by-case basis. In a statement written to the press, they said acceptance of trans youth is handled on a case-by-case basis, with the welfare and the best interest of the child in question as top priority. This created a huge political stink, with some of the organizations calling the GSA was forcing parents of non-trans girls to accept a winner group. Mischaracterization aside, even though that were true, the libertarian belief system upholds the girls' rights decision to do so. Individuals are free to respond with ostracism, boycotts, and other free market solutions. In the case of the trans girl was accepted into the Girl Scout libertarian position that parents who disagree with the GSA's decision to have the right to not participate in Girl Scouts or boycott them altogether. Parents or other guardians have the right to raise their children according to their own feelings and beliefs. In addition, libertarians believe that parents have the right to raise their children to be bigoted against trans people and teach their children that trans people aren't real girls, with the understanding that the libertarian stance is that this bigoted belief is repugnant and ignorant. And that's the thing. They have the right to do so. At the end, the libertarian stance is that the belief is repugnant and ignorant. And I think if people says, hey, I don't agree with the Girl Scout cookies, and they support it because I'm a trans person, guess what I can tell you? Guess what I can tell you? You have that right. And the same will be done to you. That's the free market in every way. One side will say, I don't want my daughter in a school that is from a bigot, and the same will be done to you. Free market is what it is. Self-determination. Turning into one last time to the National Libertarian Party platform, we find this statement. Whenever any form of government becomes destructive of individuality, it is a right to the people to alter or abolish it, and agree to such. A new governance as to them shall be the most likely to protect their liberty. And that's the thing. Again, we play the substitution game one last time to arrive at a statement which libertarians believe is true. Whenever any form of government becomes destructive of a trans person's liberty, it is the right of trans people to alter it or abolish it, and to agree with such new governance to seem the most likely to protect their liberty. Libertarians believe that if laws exist which infringe our rights as listed above, we have the additional right to alter those laws in such a way to protect our freedoms. Remember, laws exist only to protect individual liberties. Any law that does not is inherently unlawful and a misuse of government. Trans people exist. We have a right to exist, and we have a right to defend our existence. And we have a right to change the law so our existence and our free exercise of liberty is lawful. So what we have learned that libertarians believe trans people are sovereign over their own lives. Trans people don't have to give up our rights in order to satisfy the comfort of other people. Trans people own their own bodies. Trans people have equal rights to health care, or right to equal access to health care. The function of government is to protect the rights of said trans people and others. Using government to restrict, infringe, and abridge the rights of trans people is wrong. Trans people are born with these rights. Trans people do not need to justify the use of them in any context. To justify the use of them to anyone in any context. Trans people do not have the right to force others to fulfill those rights for them. Transphobia is irrational and repugnant. Private, non-taxpayer funded, non-state-run organizations have the right to create any rules, either inclusive or exclusive, regarding trans people they deem appropriate. People have the right to boycott transphobic private organizations. And I can also add, people have the right to support them too. In terms by the free market. For those that want to support, hey, I have a right to boycott transphobic organizations, and if people support them as well, that's fine. At the end, guess what I can say? It is repugnant. It is repugnant and wrong. Parents have the right to teach them transphobic ideas, but not the right to enact transphobic ideas into law. Trans people have the right to change laws which are anti-trans or which infringe trans people's rights. So you can see there's quite a lot of libertarian parties that says about trans people when you start digging below the surface. In essence, the libertarian ideal takes a look at a trans person and shrugs and says, no big deal, doesn't hurt me or my family, and carries on with his or her day. And at the end, that's really all what trans people have been fighting for. And I want to read. And I would agree with it. You know what? I'll have to do it. Because I'm not knowing. And I want to read through the comments because I'm bored as hell. Because we doing it. And a lot of it. I think I already got it done. I'm looking for this 7 years ago, but we're going back to that. And we're going to read comments. Comments are read. Let's do it. This is about argument from a little bit. And I'm reading through this. To a libertarian, that business owner is behaving ethically. So we are in agreement. No individual has a right to be hired, but all individuals have a right to fair and equal non-discriminatory hiring practices. Now we'll read through it. And I can't read through comments of it. The business owner is trying to make a profit. He wants to provide his service without causing a controversy at his shop. And he has the right to use his business in any way he sees fit, as long as it does not infringe rights of other people. It's like owning a baseball bat. You have the right to own it and use it as often as you see it, as long as you don't hurt other people with it. And it's about... Everyone knows that the libertarian view of marijuana is very, very liberal and very pro-marijuana. Several portions of the platform speak directly to the arguments used by marijuana users in favor to more liberal laws about it. it would be a very weak argument to indeed claim that suddenly libertarians have always are and always been anti-marijuana, since the word marijuana never absolutely used in this in statement of principles. And the problem is he's trying to tell the truth and they don't want to read. So, and I can say this. No, sorry, that's the Republican fiscal idea. Misappropriated into this clearly social issue. And then trust me, you are far from the only person qualified to answer this question. And at the end, that is the point. If you're trans, if you're gay, if you're lesbian, if you're straight or whatever, guess what? You have a right to the free market. If you don't want to hire, if you don't want to serve people, guess what? The same will be served to you. Pressed down, shaken together, D1GP'd, and running over. Or, pressed down, shaken together, running over. As in religious terms of blessings of the Bible. People should be free to live their lives. If you are, if you're transphobic, guess what? You should be out of business. But if people do, people do. That's the free market. The free market is, hey, I support legalization of cannabis. Another person says, I don't support that. Let it be decided in a vote. Let it be decided of free market. Let's just say in the state of Louisiana, in Natchitoches Parish, that cannabis will likely be legal someday. I don't know when, but I don't know how. And cannabis is legal. And they say, I don't support that. Guess what? You don't have to show up in a dispensary. You can say, no, I don't want medical cannabis. Good. And for me, I can say, yeah, I want medical cannabis. People should be free for that. We are individuals. Do I agree with the person that says to not legalize cannabis? No. But guess what? You are free to do so. You're free to do so, and you should. For those that remember, for folks that remember their issues with marijuana a long time ago, yeah, you have the right to say as such. Just for me, I'm a diabetic. If I don't find a way to beat glucose spikes to the ground, guess what? I shall likely lose my legs. Here and here. I will likely lose my limbs. Here and here. I'll likely die. That's why I'm doing the very best to live my life. Take care of myself and work. And work as best as I can to take care of my mom. Do I agree with Social Security during that time? No. But guess what? That's how I pay my bills. That's how I make my money. That's how I live. I think, and for those that say, hey, I want the free market to decide, guess what? If the free market wants me to decide this speech, to decide my thoughts on also Hogwarts Legacy, guess what I can say? And I'm going to keep it above 50. The free market chose that game to be supported. You have the right to say, I don't support it. I have the right to say, hey, all the links in my bio, the link that is in there on Facebook. And you know what? I'll likely do this now. I will likely do this right now. And this is the link. It's only currently supported on YouTube, but yeah. Anybody that is on YouTube right now, this is the link of my bio. And guess what? All of that goes to all of that for me and everybody else in the state of Louisiana. There are libertarians in this state. Most of them are South Louisianans. I can understand that. I want Central Louisiana to say, hey, I want Central Louisiana and even Northwest Louisiana, even Northeast Louisiana, anywhere else in the state to say, hey, I want to be free to live my life. Guess what? Vote for a libertarian. Not for the Democrats or the Republican Party. If you are independent, guess what? You are supporting the Independent Party of Louisiana. You should be either a no party or should join the Libertarian Party. Or either that, be no party affiliate like myself, and also have places of beliefs to say, hey, I will vote for a person that's going to do a better job. And not just to vote to not vote. Because that's the point. That's the point I make. And I will say this on Twitch, on the issues of Twitch. You have as a libertarian, that I believe in libertarian beliefs, you have the right to say, you have the right to not support the game. And I also have the right to say, to support people who play the game. It is what it is. People should be free. People should be free to live their life. Whether trans, whether lesbians, whether gays, whether queers, whether bisexuals. I want people to be free. I can say the same way for a lot of people who are mad at Persona 5 Royal. At the end, guess what? It is just an improvement from the first Persona 5. The first original. If it's the choice is to buy it, buy it. If it's not. Don't care. The rest of the gaming industry is censored even worse. That's what makes it unfair for it all. I think, and I would have a belief that I think the Japanese public or Japan could basically have set up translation in-house. For those that uses religious and political beliefs on a translation, guess what? They have a right to not buy it. Not just one chapter, but all the chapters of said manga. That's the libertarian portion. That's the free market. And for those that do, they also have that right too. That is also the part of the free market. I say the same stuff with So-Me Social. I support So-Me Social to exist in that level, to say, hey, I want them to try it. I can say the same stuff with Hyper. Hyper should exist as well. And I think it shouldn't take billions of dollars to do so. I will say the same thing with Minds. Minds should have the right to exist to take on Facebook. So, yeah, they should have a right to take it on. Take the fight on to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat for all it matters. And that's the point. That's the point of the reasons why I did what I did. I skipped through it because I have to get to this point. And I'll keep it above 50. A lot of people who are in the LGBTQ community should join the Libertarian Party. Even if you don't agree with the Libertarian Party as it is right now, have a libertarian belief. And have libertarian beliefs. Which is simple. I want people to have libertarian beliefs just as much. Even if you don't agree with the ending of the war on drugs, which I do, guess what? People should have the right to do whatever they have to do in their own body, as long as you don't hurt nobody, as long as you don't pull 30 shots in the back of my head, as long as the cartels don't show up one more time. That's the point. That's why I'm starting to do this stream, and now I'm going to keep doing it because I want people to be free. I will likely do some games real soon. I'm not sure if I'm doing it or not. Keep me in prayer every time. For people that are in Facebook, a lot of people that are in Facebook know this. A lot of people who are on Twitch or YouTube or DLive may not. I am a type 2 diabetic. I am doing the best that I can. And even if I don't, I'm trying. I don't always win. I don't always do the good. I don't always do good. A lot of it is hard. But at the end, I'm doing my best. My doctor's appointment is tomorrow. I will do the latest on Facebook Live, and that'll be about. And the reason why I'm talking about this is a lot of people who are gonna play this game, are gonna play Hogwarts Legacy, are gonna support trans organizations and trans charities. I'm different. I'm gonna put myself on the line and say, hey, all the link in my bio, on the comments of YouTube, all of it in this link below, and this link on the comments should, and I repeat, click the link in the in the comments, and also in the bio on Facebook and somewhat everywhere. I don't know where, but all of it will go straight to, and even all the crypto that is going to be there for D-Live. It's going to go straight to the Libertarian Party of the state of Louisiana. And I think we can do this. We can do this year. We could. We could have enough money to do for the party to do a commercial or two, or a commercial to expose both of them to both parties for what they have done for years in the state, and then give them, say, hey, lob it right there. This is what your Democrat leader of the state government has done. We can do the same with Bobby Jindal. We can do the same with everything else. And then we can do it for the current candidates, and also what we can do, what the Libertarian Party can do to live your life. And for those that lives in parishes that's going to decide Libertarian candidates. Guess what? If in Natchitoches Parish there is a Libertarian candidate, guess what? I will give them a dime and I will support them. And that's what most of the money is going to be for, to bring candidates that are in, whether in Natchitoches Parish, Sabine Parish, anywhere in the state of Louisiana, put the money in and I'll support. I know I'm not going to do enough. I know it's going to be hard for y'all. But guess what? I'm doing what I got to do. I want people to be free. Not just gay or straight. Everyone. Whether you live in Natchitoches Parish or not, whether you live outside the state of Louisiana or not, guess what? I want people to be free, whether you live in Louisiana or not. Whether you live from California to Florida, New York, and everywhere in the state, in the United States in between, including Louisiana. I want people to be free. That's the good point. That is the biggest thing about it. For those that are doing prize, rebel, and feature points, that's where most of my money goes to. I don't get cash to anymore because it is a messed up piece of shit. But hey, I'm doing my best. For those who are on Instagram, I will back this. Champions League Swag is my Instagram. Link is there. Is my name on the side, and also Milkshake. Click a link in the bio. The link in the bio is referral links, which helps you. It helps you and me, and I could earn money. For those that are on feature points, use the link in there, and the link on my bio, and click and look for feature points for 50 points off the backs, and do surveys, download apps, and more, and earn PayPal cash. I want people to earn money. We're in a time frame where, hey, this is a problem. This is a major problem. I could see a recession coming. I can see it coming. I want people to say, hey, I want to earn money from there. And sadly, we used to have the On My Way gas deal for all gas stations. Not anymore on My Way. I will still use it for food, but not on the gas sections anymore. I don't have a BP. I don't have a BP gas station where I live. I used to have it in Natchitoches a long time ago. Not anymore. Not anymore. Not anymore, sadly. I do have 416 followers. I used to have another one. Don't have it anymore. I really don't. I really don't. I think a lot of people who are liking the story may be bots. I don't know. I'm just doing it. I'm just saying I'm just doing it. I don't know if they're bots or not. I don't know. I'm just seeing what I saw. For those that say, hey, I want women, if you're a woman and you're good at your sport, such as soccer or basketball, you should have the equal opportunity to play. Whether for against each other or against men. That's what it is. You have risks. And you also have benefits too. They've been sopping us up on aliens for months. Look, we know you have no pace. And I can say this, I can agree with this. Look, we know you have no taste or ability to appreciate, find out, even lowbrow art. So don't say anything about the Super Bowl halftime show. We know you hate it because you think it sucks every year. It's reflexive for you. So spare us the embarrassment. We feel you. This halftime show sucked. I want the Super Bowl halftime show to say. I want next year's Super Bowl halftime show to be basically say this. I want the same soundtrack from FIFA 06. All the singers that were promoted in that game should be on the halftime show next year. I can guarantee it. For your money back. Even though for a lot of people who live in Marthaville, I miss my folks. I miss a lot of people who are in Marthaville. I miss my friends that are there. For those that are there in Marthaville with me to this day, I miss him. I miss it so much. So yeah, my goal today, starting today, is I'm going to start playing some games and hope for the best.
And they called it puppy love.
Hey, I got jobs to do. Scuff McGruff teaming up to continue teaching the dangers of dupe products. Catch me at Joey and NASCAR's 800-500. I hope Joey Gates makes it to the race. If not, then hey, we got checks. We got the checks and the balances. Remember Teen Titans Battle Blitz? Man, third or fourth grade was a movie in the computer. Man, third or fourth grade was a movie in the computer room. We used to play for school lunch. Can't tell you how many kids left home. Ah, yes. My favorite time, which was we used to play like, I think it's some Flash games. And I played a racing Flash game, and I also played tennis. Table tennis, man. What a time in my life. Next year, have someone I vote for future. Okay. I think a lot of it is not cool. And I got good news. It is not, racism isn't cool and it doesn't sell. Hope you're broke. If they ask for forgiveness, do so. Not even mad. Tubi just made everyone look at their dad in the room.
Welcome back to Super Bowl 57 so far, Greg. The game going like you expected?
Yeah, and so far these teams, they've really...
Welcome back to Super Bowl 57 so far, Greg. The game going like you expected?
Yeah, and so far these teams, they've really...
Everyone was trembling.
Welcome back to Super Bowl 57 so far, Greg. The game going like you expected?
Yeah, and so far these teams, they've really...
Yeah. If a balloon can make it from China, you can make it to church. Yep, whatever. Yay, that's it. That's it, folks. I know I'm going to get sacked, Sky Sports News. But hey. Alright. Almost an hour. Almost an hour, so. Let me do some reactions real quick before I finish everything.
During the soup.
Hey, what's
Neville
going
Rage
on,
retired
everybody?
this fall.
This is Tyrone back
Ellison
with Tech
assumed
Life,
the position following transition.
and it is
One of the greatest ends we have ever seen. Alright, Champions League. Let me do some bets real quick, and I'm done. Let me do some bets on Flip, and I'm done for the day. Okay. Parents, let me go Flip. Let me do Flip real quick. Nope, wrong one. Wrong one, I forgot. Flip, baby. Alright. Paris Saint-Germain and Bayern Munich over under 1.5, 1 goal and a half. Or over 1.5. Which means you need at least one. No, you know what? Over under, you need at least one. Over under, you need at least over 1.5. You need it. If it's under 0.5, you need 1. 1.5, you need 2. So yeah. All right. There you go. Let me get to the Champions League real quick. So I know it's next week. It's tomorrow or something. All right. I can just do something different. All right. It is legal in the United States, including Louisiana as well. Not actually for Alabama. So, yeah. No. I'm looking. There it goes. There it is. Nope. It's It's the game lines. Shit. Alright, let me look. Nope. Ugh. Damn. Oh, the total. Problem matter is, it's not gonna drop. It's not gonna show anything. Team props. When are they playing this game? Tomorrow? Shit. Oh my days. Most likely they know the bets, so their betting is gonna be a 1-5, but you know what? Yeah, I'll have to skip that one. I'll have to skip that one. Until I wait for something. Most likely it's already been betted on. King predictions, man. Shout out to them. Correct score 1-all. Okay. Wait a minute. Am I doing it right? Correct score. Let me look at the score. Correct score. I'll deal with the correct score then. Home team. Alright, this one. Over 1.5. And fuck. Oh my lord. The goals, the correct score. What is the game lines? Money line. Alright, we're not done. You know what? I'm looking for the score. Shit. Game props, let's do it. I think. A lot of those is odds and evens. Looking for team props. And you know what? It's alright. And I also want to do the same for them. So yeah. Home team to score over 1.5. Away team score 1.5. I'll just deal with it. Some selections cannot be combined. Okay. I'll just deal with it. They might have took down most of that, so they might have took down the. They have the correct score too. You know what? Forget it. I'll just do this. And that's it. That's it for that. That's it for that. Well, no, not really. Don't even care. We'll just keep going. Okay. And I'll add one more. They might have done less. My lord. This is buns. Alright, goals. Game props. Team props. Let's see. Give another 5, make it 1250. Another 5, and then you know what? Let me get back to this. Means team props should be there too. There you go. There you go. That's it. That's the bets for the day. So yeah, it's flip, folks. I know how I'm doing it. All right, no shot, no. All I said what I had to say. So no, for those that are in Facebook, you're not gonna see me doing window shopping today for flus, because yeah, we're done. Thanks.